Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. I'm writing a video, or posting this video because a fellow transgendered woman on Facebook by the name of Sarah basically posted a picture about a guy who basically was wearing like a jean type blouse top, brownish tan skirt, black like knee boots, and black pantyhose. And what was he saying? It was saying basically that it was completely right to the general public that a-holes like this are jackwagons. That means a-holes too, by the way. The jackwagon basically was making it apparent he was, I think, at Walmart from his picture, and the boots did right, but some idiot clown tagged him as transgendered. Now, I don't think he's transgendered. Transgender is a definition of 7 different types. Yeah, it could be classified, but I classify him more of a open, non-closeted crossdresser that gets poops and giggles, aka a complete fetish, who wants to make us all look completely and thoroughly bad. Yes, I'm transgendered myself, and I have to say that technically I'm very disgusted with the picture. Now, it's going to set us back 10 plus years, maybe longer, but it's not just about them setting us back. I read a post somewhere where post-operative transsexuals throw pre-ops and non-ops under the bus. Yeah. Once they get their surgeries, they want to disassociate with their inner circle and leave, saying, I'm not a mentor anymore, I'm post-operative, get the F away from me. Yeah. Then they throw them away. Then they get a guy, they settle down, eventually they 20 years later you run into them and they're divorced or disfigured because the guy found out that he was married to a woman who had a sex change and was once a man, you know. So, you know. But the bottom line is, I had one friend of mine thinking I was hitting on her. She's a non-op drag queen. Beautiful girl, by the way. I consider all drag queens girls, even though I disguise drag queens who are post-operative saying they're drag queens when they're transsexuals or women. They want to call themselves drag queens. But that's my opinion. But this person here, I don't think is a drag queen. I think they are a person that's just a crossdresser. Some people say they're androgynous. I disagree. People think I'm androgynous because I don't wear dresses, I smoke pipes, I enjoy cigars, I enjoy some male things, but heck, women can do everything men can do, except for men can't give birth. Those are the only equalities, in my opinion, being a minister. Now, mind you, that's not why I posted this video. I'm kind of disgusted by people saying, well, this person's making us look bad. Yes, because, you know, the dress, on the other hand, and them wearing it, well, you know. So, I, of course, when I go out, I look really nice. But I live in farm community, so a lot of people around here knows me as just myself, you know. And I always can make giggles and jokes and pass things around, talk to all the girls here in town. We just do girl-to-girl talks, you know, and stuff like that about anything. Or sometimes I say to a girl they're beautiful and they blush and they like it. So, no, I'm not an androgynous, dykey, woman. I'm just myself. I am female. I do like women, so I would be classified as lesbian. But, I don't know. I'm just myself, so sometimes I do not like titles. So we can say that this person's androgynous, we can say this person isn't androgynous, but the thing is, you know, so a person's androgynous, so be it. If someone wants to deck themselves out and doll themselves up, so be it. But I live in a farm community where it's all Hispanic, so they really don't care. So, to me, unless, which I'm working on, I'm looking at moving out of the city of where I'm at, moving to a bigger city where I can dress up more, enjoy myself. In Cleveland, I dressed up more, enjoyed myself on vacation for 3 months. In Australia, I did the same thing. I went out every day in dresses. So technically it's fine. But this person here is very, very disturbing when he posts that picture, or whoever posted it, about them, I should say, about them. It's very disgusting when you see it. You see them sitting there smiling or whatever. You got a picture they're smiling, getting all the looks, and making people think we, the transsexuals, are freaks. Yeah. I mean, my apartment manager, before she quit, basically called me homosexual, fag, dyke, lesbo, queer, freak. I reported it to a state agency. They were investigating it. The case is closed. Why? Not enough evidence. Not enough evidence. My friend who's transsexual couldn't go through non-op, couldn't go through the change. They insulted them. They were trying to get them out by their dog. They got some closure, but their closure is we're going to acknowledge your dog as a service dog. That was it. Yeah. He could have got compensation, but they weren't going to give in. Mine was closed because of not enough evidence. Yeah. So the little people get crapped on. It's just in little ways. So my story's getting out. You can understand that I got crapped on just by that. Now, I know many drag queens, nice of them. They're all nice. Very beautiful, by the way. Some of them I get appalled by hearing them say they're drag queens when they're post-operative. You're transsexual women, or you're women. You're not a drag queen anymore. You know, you never were. You were in the wrong body. Now, if someone wants to label themselves drag queen, I have no problem with it. Drag king, I have no problem with it. Lesbian, bisexual, heterosexual, and gay, I have no problem with it. Me, I don't like labels, so I don't label myself. Sometimes I'll say, okay, yeah, I like girls, so that would make me a lesbian. But I don't think about it. I'm just looking for love. That's right. Love is what I am looking for, and love is what I am actually thinking about, you know? So, why I want happiness. I thought I found someone, but don't know where it's going to lead. Some of my friends who are drag queens think I'm hitting on them. Well, they got boyfriends, so be it. One called me a androgynous dykey, or something like that. Yeah. I'm just myself, so technically it's all cool. But the point is this person has put everyone else very bad. Now, the post-operatives that get married and get hurt by it because their guy doesn't know they've had a sex change, they put us back too. Then they say, oh, well, it's transsexuals like us that cause trouble. Heck, some of the transgender people on YouTube I've heard basically send me hate mail on sometimes MySpace, Facebook, YouTube's mail. And let me tell you, it all says go die, I'm wrong, blah, blah, blah. Well, we all have our own opinion. Problem is, there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, about it. So, the problem is it's not just about one guy going in drag. No, it's all these people with fetishes that want to go out, go bar hopping or having fun. Then they make a mockery. Heck, some of these so-called fetish people will even try to claim that they're transsexual to use a female's restroom because they're just that frickin' horny and sick. Yeah. The rest of us, we get the shaft for it. Look at my legal aspect of Jehovah's Witness managers insulting me. Yeah. Yeah. The bottom line is, it's not just about being picked on. Heck, let me tell you a story. I got a friend of mine who wants to come visit me from Kentucky. She's got the symptoms, or I should say he goes by mail on most of his websites. Lane. Lane's basically 20 years old. They want to have a child, but they also want to live partially male, like, no breasts, etc. Guess what? I'm transgender. I'm somewhat like a mentor, family member to them, a guide, a reverend too. They're a minister as well. Their family, their sister in particular, is a hardcore Christian that thinks we're all going to hell, pretty much. The mother is not open-minded and doesn't want the daughter traveling out to visit a fellow minister like myself. she's having turmoil, and she's very, or I should say he is very depressed over it. Sometimes I get the words mixed up just like my mom did. My mom used to say he at times too, so my apologies to the transgender people watching this. Now, I'm trying to guide them in the best way possible to make them happy and their parents happy. That's how I am. Now, some people like this that wears in drag and fetish, yeah, they could be classified as a cross-dresser, but I ask them please to keep it inside. The ones that have to do the real-life test are the ones that have to go out every day and will get mocked unless they have facial feminization, breast implants, whatever. Or just let it go in winter and out the other. If someone says, is that a guy or a girl? Let it go in winter and out the other. Don't make any snippy remarks. Just walk away. Me, sometimes my assistant would basically say, did you hear that? No. Then you don't need to know. Plain and simple. So, this person here might be androgynous, but personally, I know a lot of transsexuals that would not go out with a bald streak. They'd put on a wig before they went out. Heck, some people think this is a wig, but no, it's my own hair. I had it styled like a bob cut. Now, I'm working on getting the rest of the facial surgery done, or not facial surgery and other surgeries, but hair removal too. But a lot of the transgender people think I'm outspoken, but this video had to be made, not just because I've read all the comments. Some people say, oh, we shouldn't care about what others think when it comes to them destroying the transgendered population. It wasn't about them destroying it. It was part of it. You got them cross-dressers that make us all, that go out in public for poops and giggles as a fetish, and when they get home, they go whack off. Then you got the religious thugs that say, you're going to hell if you do not stop your sex change. Wrong. Show me where in the Bible it says that. They use that homosexual card for us all. They classify we as homosexuals. Secondly, or third I should say, then there's the other problem. The other problem that they're classifying also is not just the homosexual thing, but the politic ends of it. People say, oh, well, they shouldn't have hid that they were being deceiving guys, so they got hurt. So, it's not just about them setting us back 10 years. It's a whole conglomerate. You got religion, you got politics, you got the cross-dressers. Heck, you got the people that put it back saying it's homosexuality, like the porn actors. They go and they do the porn videos. They get the implants bigger and bigger and all this stuff. Then, you know, they say, oh, well, this person's a freak for getting into porn, or porn magazines, or whatever. It's a conglomerate of things. It's mostly based on completely religion. So if you want to say it's just one sect, it isn't. It's a conglomerate of sects. Heck, some people say I put down the transgender community for being open. All I'm saying is the logistics of things is simple. Transgenderism is not being put down just by one guy who walks around in a drag in public for a fetish. No, it's many guys that do this. But that's not it. It's also the religious aspect. The Vatican, they want to control and say we're going to hell. So a report guy says we're all going to heaven, but homosexuality, if it is a sin, it's not a big enough sin to worry about. There you go. As a reverend, I liked his answer. Now, for me, I'm an ugly woman, so technically, I lived 14 years, hormones and everything. I really don't care what people think anymore. I live every day of my life. I can wear pumps. I can wear boots. I can wear tights. I can wear bras. I can wear whatever I want. I really don't care. People want a snicker? Oh well. I try to look my best. I brush my hair. I go out. I keep my face as smooth as possible. I do my business and I get out. Heck, I went in today to do my business at the post office. No problem. Got my mail. Got my letters mailed for my ministry. Easy peasy Japanesey. Problem solved. Now, one guy is not bringing it down. We're being thrown under the bus because a lot of the post ops will become backstabbers. They'll say it's our fart. Not our fart. Our fault that we, the pre-ops, are putting them down. It's not that. I know one transgendered female to male that if it ever got out, which by the way, breaking the rules, they're female to male and they're in the Catholic Church as a priest. If it ever got out that they are female to male, the Catholic priests in the Catholic Church would kick them out. So, there's deception there, even in the Catholic Church. Then again, there's transgendered people that go through the sex change that are Catholic, that stay Catholic, and they pray to the rosary and stuff. So be it. It's your religion. I don't care. Lutherans, your religion. I don't care. Me, I'm Christian, but I'm not hardcore Christian. My friend, on the other hand, needs to realize some people should not be worried because it's all a religious aspect. They want you to repent, they want you to give your money, and then they want you to try to live a normal life in society as a guy or a girl if you're transsexual. Wrong. Normalcy is the lack of normalcy. Therefore, I'm normal, and people say, oh, well, she's not normal, because you can see her do a beer commercial where there's a huge half-gallon or gallon or 2-gallon mini beer keg, like this, for example, doing a video, and I talk about this. What happens? Oh, they must be a drunk. Normalcy is the lack of normalcy. Or, for example, I smoke a pipe. I smoke cigars. I do things that men do. Women do the same things. I've seen women smoking pipes and cigars. I've seen women be escorts, hookers, prostitutes. Men do the same to a point. The only thing a man can't do genetically, unless they are female to male, is have a baby. There you go. Now, that one on the news, the one in Oregon, the Miss Hawaii or Miss Pageant that had a kid, so be it. Heck, there's a guy on YouTube that's female to male that's having a baby, and they're like in Sweden or Denmark. Cool guy, by the way, really cool. So, guys can also have kids. And it's not just that. One time I almost got killed by drinking too much. Here's a story. A transgendered woman told me I'm not female if I want children. That's a male tendency. Males want children, females want children. Therefore, I was being female, which I am, and always have been, and I want to be a mother. Therefore, if a female to male guy, wants to have a kid, so be it. Let him be a dad. It's his fatherly instincts to raise a said child. Now, I don't know about you, but I do want family really bad. But I also want a wife. Now, some of you have seen my other profile. Possibly. I have multiple profiles. Some say something, some say another. But until I'm legally married, there's one on there. It's like an online marriage thing at the moment. But we're not going to go into details because, well, frankly, I don't know where it's going to lead. Now, mostly I got Filipinos interested in me. I got a couple that don't care as long as I keep the meat stick. Well, I'm not going to keep the meat stick, but I'm also somewhat, as I told a fellow non-operative transsexual woman, a beautiful woman that she is, that I'm afraid after surgery, I know it'll make me complete, there won't be any sensate or pleasing if I use a dildo or a vibrator. If I decide to go with a guy eventually, maybe. I'm afraid that I won't get any deep penetration. I hear a lot of people don't get penetration or orgasms. That's my fear. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the transgender community getting crapped on. I've been crapped on with being called names. Apartment managers who were former Jehovah's Witnesses, or still are, they're just not apartment managers anymore. Now we got others that are discriminating against me by reverse discrimination. It's not just about being transsexual. Now it's about, you're going to like this, white, being Caucasian. I live in a Spanish community. Spanish are getting away with more in this building. I do one thing wrong, I get yelled at. They do 500 things wrong, they get praised for it. Tell you what, reverse discrimination. The person I was working with the state, she was Hispanic. Same thing, she did reverse discrimination. I'm appealing that too. Problem is, we the people are getting shafted left and right. It's not just about being transsexual. Heck, I know a couple transsexuals that are very beautiful that are African American. Gorgeous women. They're probably getting discriminated a bit too. So, what do I say? It's not just about one guy in drag. No, that just irritated me. Kind of made me want to barf. But point is it's not just about him bringing the whole community down. It's about the post-ops bringing the community down by cutting themselves off the pre-ops, saying, oh, well, my mentor just ran away because they are post-operative and they don't want to know us. And then you got some of these transsexuals that I hear on the news that are like, yes, this person's doing this just so they can get a sex change free. Right. It's not that way. They'll do anything in their powers to make everyone else look like dirt. Yeah. So, the bottom line is, for some of you out there, it's taken this long to watch this video to the fullest. I gotta say thank you. My beef is not with the person who posted the picture. She made some valid points, yes. Our thing has been set back, yes. But it's not just about us. It's about also post-operative transsexuals that cut away and they'll do anything to stab others in the back. There are some that won't. They'll stay by their fellow pre-ops. But then you got the ones that deceive, that don't want to tell their guys that they used to be women. They set that back. And then you got the ones that set it back in the news media. Some of them. Now, I read the article about the woman who married a firefighter, male to female. She didn't get anything. Her mom got the entire pension because he burned up an apartment fire trying to fight it. She deserved every penny. She was married to the guy. I feel sorry for her. But courts ruled that it was an invalid marriage or some damn thing because they were transsexual, or the mom contested it. The mom won. Now, if I died and I left a genetic woman or another transgendered woman my life insurance policy, my family would contest it too, because they're greedy SOBs, and that's all it is. It was greed. That mother, it was just purely freaking greed. So, the mother can go suck on a big fat one. There's others out there that cash in on people, and then they make others look bad, writing stories about their husbands or their wives' demise for being transgendered or whatever. And then people read it and say, oh, well, it wouldn't happen if they didn't come out. Well, let me tell you, it's not just about one person dragging the store or all these fetish people. No. It's closed-minded people. That's the key word, closed-minded. Closed-minded people will go in, basically say, I'm closed-minded, I don't care. You're transsexual, you're going to hell. Have you read the Bible? Yes, I have. Well, where does it say it? Well, it's under the homosexual. Wrong. We're not homosexual, we're people. So, there's a lot of closed-minded jackwagons out there, and if you look up the definition of jackwagon, it's basically a clean term for a-hole. There's a lot of jackwagon out there, and by the way, if you ever want to know the jackwagon term, go look up my idol, Arlie Ermy from Full Metal Jacket, who does the Geico commercial, as the former drill sergeant. He goes, no, jackwagons like you, let's just mosey over to Mambi-Pambi land. See, I love stuff like that. Point is, you can look up the definition of jackwagon for a little humor. The jackwagons don't want us to be complete, or if they do, they want to make our lives hell by saying, oh, that person used to be a man, or that person used to be a woman, making the whole community wanting to exile them out of the city because they were transgender. Well, we have rights, but our rights aren't being used to the full potential yet because we're always getting the shaft. That's right. That's the key word. The shaft. Now, mind you, once people start being open-minded, now there is open-minded people. The report I saw about transsexuals, young transsexuals getting on hormones at a young age so they don't develop puberty and they get their breast growth and they don't need hormones, and at 18 they get their vaginoplasties. That is great. The only beef I got with it is they have to make the decision at 18 or over. So, but that's just me. I'm closed-minded. Maybe in 5 years I'll be more open-minded. But the U.S. is starting to allow transsexualism, and children's hospitals that have a gender identity dysphoria clinic for them, which is good. I mean, mind you, 4-year-old kid wearing a dress, a boy who wants to be a girl, 4 years old wearing a dress. They don't have time to decipher what they want in life. But if that's what they want, I support it. But I do think they should wait because maybe they might make a mistake. But then again, that's just my opinion. You can all barbecue me if you wish. Secondly, the other part of closed-mindedness is the people that I've seen, like Renee Richards or Charles Kane, a.k.a. Samantha Kane. Charles Kane was Samantha Kane, who was someone else, who was a real estate tycoon, that when his marriage failed, he went and had a sex change within 6 to 12 months. Hair removal done, breast implants, facial surgery, and the vaginoplasty. Got done, lived with the woman 17 years. He said, hey, he can have sex anytime. It didn't please him. He could have shopping time. He goes in, get a purse, dress, shoes, panties, bras, everything he needs, goes out 20 minutes. Shopping didn't please him. Making money did, but he was Iranian. Now he's a British citizen. Now he says sex changes should not be around because it's wrong. It's all in the head, the marbles. But he had 2 sex changes. He went from male to female, and then female to male. He went from Samantha Kane for the second sex change to Charles Kane. So who's the one that's got the screw loose? Now he's being self-contained in his own little box or camper or travel trailer, self-contained, by basically saying it's wrong. Now, I don't think it's wrong, but I do think it's the people in this world today. In 50 years, it'll be more open. But right now, it's not going to be open. Now, if the government decides to put things that label us as either gays or lesbians for female to males, or freaks, for example, they could do that, or put on our ID instead of male or female or driver's license, it's M2FT, or T for transsexual, then dash M2F or F2M, like I've heard through the ministers, or doing a full background check on people who want to get married to their guy to make sure they're marrying an actual woman. And then they say, oh, well, if the guy finds out that they are a born male, then the marriage could not be going through or whatever. So technically the government wants to control things. Again, they're thinking inside the box, whereas everyone else, the GLBT, is thinking outside the box. However, they want to hinder us because they want to suppress us. Yeah, that's right. They think it's not a mental disorder, but they think it's a fetish. Fetish that we want to be female and that we can't get girlfriends or we can't get boyfriends or we can't have anyone because of our disabilities. So we're doing this to get kicks. So if we look like a girl and we have a male voice, oh well. And if we've had all the surgeries and we still can't get a girl and we're using a dildo or a guy, plain and simple, it's a fetish. The government thinks it's all a fetish. The government here does not want to look into the inside the box and say, or look outside the box, I should say, and say, oh, it's a disability. Yeah, that's right. Now, some insurance companies are now covering the sex change. I don't know how much. Some aren't. But the main thing is, it's going to take at least 25 to 75 years to stabilize this. Not just because the fetish people goes out and drag in a Walmart wearing a skirt, a bald guy, or even a few things. I've seen drag people, I call them drag queens, I should say cross-dressers, more like it, wearing full beard, wearing a Sailor Moon outfit. Come on, Sailor Moon and a guy with a beard, that just makes me want to barf. That puts the transsexuals back another 10 years because people think that is a complete fetish. If you can't pull off Sailor Moon with the body, then you shouldn't be pulling off Sailor Moon at all. I don't want to see Paul Tuttle Sr. from OCC, the Orange County Choppers, wearing a Hello Kitty outfit or a Sailor Moon outfit going, yo, I'm Sailor Moon! Come on. Point is it's not just about people like that. Yes, we've been thrown under the bus. It's various reasons. Some say I'm outspoken and I'm putting us under the bus. But I see it as a big picture. I've transitioned for 14 years. I keep my distance. I see a lot of things. You know. I see a lot of things. Transsexual hate crimes. Transsexuals getting raped, abused. Nothing happens. Called names. Harassed, discriminated on. Nothing happens. In this world, in this day and age, a transsexual can get discriminated on more so than a Hispanic. The Hispanic will get compensation. Transsexual most likely won't. And if they do, you better have it bloody on camera or on tape because otherwise it ain't going to work. I've seen the African American transgenders. they get shafted. African Americans, some of them, they get shafted, some of them don't. But mostly, the new day and age, it's the Hispanics that are getting more things than anyone else. No, I'm not racist. I will never be racist, but I'm just saying I've seen things that would turn you to wanting to turn green and make you sick. So, without further ado, all I'm saying is it's not just one guy or a fetish group that's putting us back. It's the post-operative transsexuals. Hey, if you guys want to mark me as a label, go for it. On that, it's the transsexual community that's putting us back for the deception. The pre-ops, no. Now some pre-ops, they want to get their surgery done, cut themselves off from the becoming post-ops, cut themselves off the pre-ops, disappear and get married. Then, well, their goal is to get married, settle down, and not say anything. Heck, I've heard transsexuals get shafted because they try adopting, and that's what spills it. When the adoption agency does a full background search on their name and finds out, cross-referencing, that they had a complete sex change. Then they say it's a fetish thing, and that the adoption agency thinks the children will be harmed because they think the mother, who was a guy, is a pedophile. Another form of discrimination. So it's not just about the transsexuals that deceive, but it's also people see the deception bigger when they do background checks. They say, "Oh, this person used to be born a male. We shouldn't give them a child. We shouldn't give them a handgun, or we shouldn't give them a permit to concealed carry, or whatever the reason." They'll find any excuse under the sun to discriminate. Why? Because they see a lot of these people sometimes discriminating against them in one way or the other. It could be they want to insult them, or they want whatever the reason. The bottom line is they see the deception and they hate it. So that is the real reason why some of these people go and discriminate against transsexuals. It's about deception. And sometimes if it isn't about deception, it's about religion. When religion says a person like us is homosexual, until they realize we're not homosexuals, we're people. Heck, I know a lot of people ask me, am I homosexual if I want to sex change and date guys? No, you're a heterosexual female then. Bottom line is, they got to open up. For example, before I leave, look at Star Trek the Motion Picture, for example. Star Trek the Motion Picture, Voyager 6, became a living machine. He couldn't comprehend anything but pure logic. Humans need to comprehend pure logic too, but they also need to have a human compassionate side that says we're not freaks. To do that, he needed a human quality. When Voyager 6 got that, he merged with the Lieutenant Ilea and Captain Decker. What happened? Well, he can jump and realize that there's more levels of the universe than just ours. More than that, he can actually say, with no pure logic that transsexualism is not a disease. It's a disorder, which means our souls are in the wrong body. Therefore, if you look at it that way, the human race isn't evolving fast enough to realize that it's just a normal part of evolution, and a part of our souls are in the wrong body. Star Trek V, for example, Captain Kirk has to get his Enterprise back after it's been hijacked to go find God. Now, I believe God's a loving and caring person. God created us all. I believe God was bored at one time or other, and he knew that our souls were female. He just put us in male bodies to see what would happen. Now, that would say that God's like Loki, the god of mischief. I think personally that we were put on Earth to test people. And when we get done with our surgeries, we will be properly fine. But in the meantime, I think that others put us down because of religion, or they can't see outside the box. With that said, I'm done. Gotta get ready to go to the store. This long video has made me hungry, and frankly, thank you for watching this. Now you understand it's about religion, deception, politics, and fetishes. Put it all together, and what do you get? Closed-minded people that think we are freaks because, well, we're looking for attention. We are not. We're just people. Now, frankly, I gotta doll myself up to go to the store. Please add and subscribe if you like. Please post comments. And please, please, tell me what you think. I'm sorry for the long video. Thank you, and have a nice day.